Call all y'all about Sure. Let's just going on this little lesson real quick. I ain't gonna make it too long, but I just want to get straight to the point. So, recently it's been earthquakes all up and down the West Coast, back to back. Mainstream news ain't really talk about it too much. If you really look like on stuff like RT News or like these other truthers, they have their own channels. They actually posted stuff. So this is one guy. They have live cams and earthquake monitors on certain sites. I'm gonna show his name on it so you can check it out too whenever you get a chance. It says Dutch Sense or something like that. It's down there at the bottom. But yeah, he be posting a lot of different stuff, and it still be accurate because I actually go check some of the cams and stuff for myself too. But they basically just show like the Earth, the sphere, not no flat Earth, but it's showing basically like all the different locations where all the stuff happening at. And this recently, earthquakes everywhere. So mainly like over. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, mainly up the West Coast. So you got them. They've been happening over there like Iran and areas like that. Over in Babylon is the main place where it's gonna really shake some stuff up. Now this whole area right here, from Alaska all the way on down to what they call Central America, like Mexico and Nicaragua and Ecuador and all them different areas like that. So all this stuff has been straight earthquakes recently. Now you go into the scriptures, it says that's the main thing about bringing out these lessons. So you got to compare everything that's going on to the scriptures because it's in there. If somebody tell you otherwise, they clearly haven't read this whole book and ate the whole roll. When we read the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 10, it says, "Then he said unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places." And these them diverse places, right? It says, "And famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven." And I go look outside right now, and the sky literally look red. And it ain't just in the area I'm in either. I've been in different states and different places, and you can see the redness, this red hue in the sky. Now, the sky is not normally supposed to be red. The sky is supposed to be dark, like black. You're supposed to be able to see darkness and then see the lights from the stars shining. So, verse 12 will say, "But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And they shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth, and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And you shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsmen and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not a hair of your head perish." Now, when it goes into it and says, "You shall be hated of all men for my name's sake," the main thing and the main names that people hate right now is Yahweh and Yahushua. Because some people, first of all, they can't get it. They don't understand the meaning of it. Then they don't realize that the letter J wasn't introduced into actual English language until like late 1600s. So the names is being remembered because we once knew these names. It's not no made up names, but a certain man being brought into remembrance and proclaiming those names. And I know Yahweh, I know Yeshua, I know Yehoshua, none of that other stuff. The actual names. People gonna hate because of that. I actually experienced it numerous times going around people, like tell them the name just to see what they say or how they react. Some of them can't even say the name. That's how powerful it is. They can't even pronounce it right. They can't even fix their mouth to say it. So that just shows exactly how serious it is. And I'm going to another scripture too. But also, before I go into the scripture, I want to show another clip about what's been going on. with the uprising in the people. Because you got over here this incident over here, which more than likely I wouldn't put it past these so-called elites. Hell, they really not no elites, they really cowards, but they fund a lot of this stuff. They pay people to go out and do this. These people normally have jobs and got families to feed and all that, but all of a sudden they got time to go out and just burn shit up and tear shit up. So a lot of this stuff, some of it be legit, some of it be acting and orchestrated. And knowing these things, that's why certain men gonna get persecuted, because we exposing this nonsense Esau, these damn devils got going on. And they hate getting exposed, because them being in secret, that's how they run shit. But when they get exposed, they can't run shit. That's why the truth is so vicious. I'm gonna play another video real quick. And it shows this guy Macron addresses. And it's on RT News too, so you can check out some of this stuff.
There is no excuse for this violence, and we will be no pardon to those who caused it. We saw the opportunists to try and take advantage of the movement.
And they really ain't trying to hear them. They don't even have the subtitles on. Let me turn them on to see what it actually says.
To take advantage of it and saw dissent, and there is no justification to the anger and to all those violent clashes, and everyone has right to their opinions, but in a way that allows for the others to oppose that opinion. As soon as violence starts, this freedom ends.
So, speaking of violence, that's what these devils do. Now, when they go do it, it's all good. When somebody else start doing it, then they want to get on TV and hold these little press conferences and all this other bullshit and talk about it. Like, oh, y'all doing this, y'all should stop this. This won't resolve anything. Meanwhile, this is what they do. This is how they got all these different lands, how they got all these different areas, how he be able to sit there with gold cups and shit on the desk, and little different stuff like that. By violence, they ain't get it by going in and saying, "Oh, hey, let's shake hands and work together. We can build stuff together." No, they went in slick, cunningly, crafty, and then they did a bunch of backstabbing. So I'm gonna play this just a little more, not too much. And I'm gonna get into some more scriptures.
So we need to restore the state order, and we're going to take all measures required to do so, because we can't build anything that will be permanent under such circumstances that does not allow for civil liberty and security. So I issued some very strict orders to my government, but I'm not forgetting that there is some people are unhappy, and many our citizens are not happy indeed. So while I condemn the unacceptable, we should not forget that there is a right to indignation,
and the real indignation coming from your house. So let's play some more.
Indeed, who are indignant about some tax measures. We feel that, but I also feel that some justify this indignation and this anger. Certainly there are people who go to work very early and go back home very late. We all know how divorced people and widows sometimes live making their ends meet barely.
Yeah, and these devils really don't care about that, because they go home and sip out gold cups and shit. Meanwhile, you got average working citizens. They barely can buy a damn styrofoam cup. But I'm gonna play some of it. I ain't gonna play no more of that shit. I'm gonna just go into the scriptures. This is 2 Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16. Better yet, I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with the fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, They should not regard their kings, because they damn sure ain't listening to Macron. Anoint princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, but because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed. Men shall be afraid, and shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread of a great tribulation. So it's gonna just all this stuff gonna intensify. It's just like the prequel or whatever you call it that happened before all this stuff escalated on a high level. Because once they start implementing that martial law and shutting down stores, food trucks not going around. Because when the fuel price go up, food trucks ship less because they got to pay more wages and all type of different stuff like that, more job cuts. That's why a lot of these businesses been laying people out, cutting jobs, all this different stuff. And people ain't gonna be able to go to certain cities. They don't have cities cut off. You might have to pay a toll. You might not just be able to go in there at all, like the scripture say, and should not be able. It say a man should desire to go into the city and shall not be able. So people gonna be fucking shit up out here on a high level, especially over here in Babylon, because most people ain't like I said in previous videos. Most people haven't fasted 2 or 3 days or went without food that long. It's like the microwave generation. They want everything quick and fast in a hurry. So when shit slow down and people can't get stuff fast, that hunger turn to anger, and that anger turn to violence. So I'm going to one more book real quick, and I'm gonna end it on this. Because next month you got another sign coming up too, because people have been talking about signs and stuff that's not happening. Supposedly it's supposed to be a blood moon in January. It says January, the exact date is supposed to be like at the end of the month, the 20th and the 21st. So all this stuff is in the scriptures, and I'm gonna end this on this. The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 17, and it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaids I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy, and I will show wonders in the heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. So knowing the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shah is very detrimental. Because when you're going through stuff, most people, they're always crying, oh God, oh Lord, oh Jesus, but not even realizing they're not saying the actual real names in the Hebrew. Speaking in a certain language have a certain vibration. And it's key to that. It's key to knowing that. But in that day, people are going to be asking like, oh, what that name was you were saying? What's those names those guys was teaching? And it's going to be too late then. So call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom to all the elders and apostles. It's bringing out this information and allowing other brothers to get edified so they can bring out information. Shalom to the elect.